Hello and welcome to another edition of Stockwatch. As we begin the trading week, we're hearing a bit of noise coming out of the European sector stocks, namely in Allianz and Airbus, as Allianz exceeded second quarter profitability, and that came in at just over $2.6 billion. And they also raised their outlook for announcing a 750 million euro share buyback program, and it actually boosted their stock by over 2% on Friday's trading. However, we did see a sinking of their stock a few sessions back after they were embroiled or involved with an investigation in the US with certain lawsuits being filed against them, claiming close to $6 billion in losses from the funds, saying Allianz failed to safeguard their investments at the height of the pandemic last year. So they've got a little bit of worry on their back. It isn't going away because obviously it's the lawsuits from America that are really starting to hang on, and we'll check the stock in a second. Also, I just want to touch on Airbus as well because it has had a bit of a risk of hundreds of employees losing their jobs or being made redundant, and this is all part of a cost-cutting strategy set out in April, where they want to manufacture different parts of the Airbuses in different places to, as I said, to really stamp down on this cost-cutting procedure. And also within the last few hours, it's been reported that Qatar Airways has also grounded 13 of its fleet after fuselage problems that are decaying far at a more rapid rate than what they should be doing. So very detrimental news for Airbus as well, because they're usually doing quite well. Because when you think of big airlines, you think of Boeing and Airbus, so those two are competing against each other. We've had such detrimental headlines about Boeing in the last few years that Airbus has really seen profitability surge. But could this be another hit on the downside? So let's just take a look at Allianz first of all today. So what I'm looking at here, I'll just zoom in so get a better perspective. This is where we saw the the gap in the market where shares fell to the downside due to the Department of Justice lawsuits that have been claimed upon them. But now we're seeing this jump at 2.2% roughly in share prices due to the earnings season. So what we're just looking at now, we see the Ichimoku cloud was very, very thin here. So it'll be a while probably before we get back up to that position, judging by the depthness and the thickness of the cloud. There's not too much in the way of divergences at the moment. So let's just take a look on the intraday 4-hour chart and just to get a better perspective here. So now it's really in line and in sight with what's going on in the last few trading sessions. So this was the big detrimental gap in profitability and share price for Allianz, and now we're looking for a pickup in prices. So naturally, I'll just be looking to see the first major hurdle is roughly about the 200 to 202 area, and then we can start pushing higher for to see if prices are going to start really going to the upside. At the moment, again, nothing too much in divergences on the RSI, so just waiting to see what the next headline is for Allianz. And obviously if we've got these Department of Justice headlines coming out of America, then this could be very, very detrimental or positive for depending if you're a bull or a bear going into the trading sessions for the week. Looking on Airbus as well, let's just bring it back to the daily chart first of all today. Airbus, as I said, when we compare Airbus, it's usually with Boeing because they're, the big manufacturers of aircraft, and we've seen, continued resurgence in stock prices since the start of the pandemic. Obviously, I'm going back to roughly where the second wave of the pandemic kind of ended in November, December time, and then we've had a steady stream in the upside in stock prices as well. So, with that being said, I'm just going to start looking to see if there's going to be a little bit of a slowdown, because we are seeing a slight divergence here, bearish divergence, and we're just going to see if we can start getting into this cloud engulfment. If we do, then I'll expect prices to start faltering and moving to the downside. Let's just take a look at the 4-hour as well. So again, just seeing what the possibilities are. We've got this, as I say, bearish divergence that could bring prices lower, which it has done in a way. But if we get another surge to the upside, then I'll be expecting this to be the first test roughly about the 120 area and then we can see if prices are going to expand on the previous highs. If not, cloud engulfment could be a possibility, and as I said, further downside could be expected. So just keep an eye on the headlines for Airbus, especially as you know, the big recovery in travel is supposed to be upon us now. However, it could come to a grinding halt if we see a little bit more dovish comments in the European sector at least, and this will go a long way to deciding where we're going to go next for Airbus. So that's all from the Stockwatch today. Thank you very much for joining me. As usual, any comments or queries, please feel free to add them to the post, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great trading day ahead, and bye for now.